Hello everyone, welcome back to the Composable Commerce Podcast. In this podcast series, we discuss the benefits of headless commerce for businesses and also cover the technical challenges of implementing headless commerce and composable commerce into your business and your tech stack. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about the challenges of getting off the ground with headless commerce, especially with the challenge of not having a front end to boot with, basically, which you would otherwise have with a fully integrated system. So, Avnan, what are the main challenges that people who are buying or acquiring headless commerce platforms should be looking out for? What are the main things that they can check before signing up for something to make sure that their time to market and maybe cost is basically to get the most return on investment as they can?
So this means for the big retailers, so implementing headless commerce may be a good thing for them, so that they can understand everything and they can do all the integrations. But if we talk about the small and medium retailers, for them implementing headless commerce may be a hassle, because they need to understand the integrations also, and they need to track all the activities for that.
It ends up taking a little bit longer
Yes.
than if you don't have super specific business needs like bigger retailers like you're saying have, who would actually benefit from having the flexibility to integrate any way they want easily. Smaller retailers just want the ability to have their shop go live super fast, basically,
Yes.
and start making money instead of having super intricate custom journeys, basically.
Yes, definitely. For the small and medium retailers, the major thing is for them that they want the solution which can be readily deployed, or which can be fastly deployed to the market. Yeah, so if we talk about the big retailers, so for them customization is very important, because they have the specific business needs. For them, they do customization. So for them, the headless commerce platform is very crucial for them, because it's give the capability to customize the platform according to their needs. And if we talk about the small and medium retailers, so for them, onboarding to the unlimited channel is very important.
Yeah, and I'd say that's the main reason that Shopify has been able to really rapidly grow and see explosive growth really in the SMB market, basically.
Yes.
Because all of these retailers, what they really want is just a system that's going to get them to market as fast as possible, as cheap as possible. You go into Shopify and it takes a minute to a couple hours to have your e-commerce site ready to go. It's
Yes.
incredible. And that's not something you're going to find with what we're seeing in the headless space right now, most commonly, which is you come on and you pick up your platform and you pick up the best of breed solutions you want to use with that. And so that's why I think we're not seeing these people pick up, the small and medium people, be able to pick up these platforms as quickly as they should, maybe, or as they would want to.
Yes,
That's-
definitely, I agree with you. And onboarding on the Shopify platform is very fast. So it's very good market for the Shopify for the small and medium retailers.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that if they want, even if you're a small to medium sized retailer and you want to do some basic level of customization, there's a lot of great Shopify apps that you can use without
Yes.
having to completely rethink how your system is architected, basically.
Definitely.
So-
So they only need to have the plugins or the applications, so they can onboard any feature they want on Shopify.
Yeah, the only thing is that becomes a problem down when you're when you lead too heavily on those and you have maybe 10, 20 applications going on your Shopify, and it starts to slow down your system, basically.
Yes.
And compatibility also starts to become an issue at that point between inter-app, basically, compatibility.
Definitely.
And basically, the cost difference between having just vanilla Shopify Live with a couple apps and a headless commerce platform, the cost difference is so much that you have an entire retail industry that's been financially locked out of a critical retail technology that's propelling
Yes.
large retailers into the future and basically keeping them relevant still while others are being left behind.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you on this, Adit. So if we take an example of PWA, so implementing PWA from the scratch is a hassle thing for the retailers. Say they need to have the skill set of the designers as well as of developers.
Yeah.
And so much cost and time is involved in this. So for if we talk about the small and medium businesses, so this become blockers for them, because there is very much time and cost involved in this, and this sometimes irritates or blocks these retailers.
And so what do you think is the way forward for this? What do you think retailers are going to have to do to solve this, or what is like how is technology going to move forward to make this headless commerce technology more accessible?
Yeah, so I think the pre-integrated headless solution can be the answer of your question, because with this, the retailers can fill the gap of faster time to market, and also they are getting the out of the box solution on the storefront sides. So by the pre-integrated, I mean the headless commerce on the PWA, which is pre-integrated.
Okay.
So with this, they can get the benefit of the faster time to market, and also they can get the features or the UX of the industry standard, which overlap their business needs also. So these are some things which they can benefit with the integrated solution. And if we talk about the cost, so there is no upfront cost involved in the implementation side. So this also can be a major benefit for them.
And the point is that you bring in a pre-integrated solution, but that doesn't mean you're locked in like a monolith solution. So you can customize and have the freedom of customization down the road, and say 5 years from now, you won't have to re-platform like you do today.
Yes, Adit, I completely agree that they don't need to re-platform their platform, but this gives the flexibility for to them also if they get the pre-integrated solution, that for today it's ready as per the industry standard. And if we talk about 5 years ahead, so this platform gives the flexibility to customize as per their industry standard 5 years ahead.
Yeah.
So they get these flexibility with the PWA. If they integrate, they get the pre-integration with the PWA.
Yeah.
And we know that the storefront is the money maker for the retailers. It's the everything where the customer interact with them. So they need to focus, or they need to have the latest trends on their UX or on their storefront, which fulfills the customer demands.
Yeah, and importantly, there's a lot of things that you could go out and look for in a pre-integrated, pre-packaged solution. Like you could find a pre-integrated CMS or a pre-packaged customer service thing. But the thing is, the reason we're talking about a storefront right now is because that's the thing that you need to get to market as fast as possible. You can put a storefront on top of a Shopify and be ready to go, but you can't go to market with just a headless commerce platform and a CSR platform. So when you go out looking for a pre-integrated solution, we're suggesting that you look for something that has a UI, a customer-facing UI ready to go, so you're ready to go today, basically. You don't have to wait a month to develop a front end or customize it to your need. And within that, we're talking about, or what you should be thinking about, is looking for a front end that's industry specific to what you're doing. So for example, if you're a fashion retailer, you should be looking at somebody who offers
the fashion specific UX or the features.
So along with like the importance of having a good user experience, it's also important to find a front end for you as best as you can that's industry specific to what you're doing. So if you're a fashion retailer and you go and pick up a UI or a front end that's built for probably generic, or maybe like a lot of common ones are like grocery, stuff like that, then you're going to end up having to do a lot of the customization you were doing anyway.
Definitely.
So try to look for something.
And this will also affect the time to market for them.
Exactly. So if you look for something that's more specific to what you're already doing, your chances of being live within days goes up dramatically.
Yes, definitely. So I completely agree with you on this, and that's why pre-integrated is something which retailer should evaluate. Because in market there are certain platforms available which say that yes, we can do these things for you, and their platform can be generic, and they will do customization for them, and they will build for them. So for that, the time and cost is involved in this. So they need to think that yes, which platform overlaps my business needs, which is on the industry standards. They need to evaluate the platform accordingly.
And it might be tempting, like when you walk into like a blank slate, it might be tempting to like, oh, this is my time to come up with my own crazy user experience. But I would say it's much more important to get what you have and theme it up, basically make your button styles and do your coloring and all that theming, get your logo on there, and get live first, and then down the road, once bandwidth opens up and you're starting to see a return on investment, is when you start to create those unique experiences. And that's the point of a PWA, or basically these modern decoupled front ends, is that the tweaking that you need to do day one is much easier.
So decoupling is something very important, and it's we can say they're trending also, because it's giving the flexibility for the retailers that yes, if they are getting the PW which is on the industry standard today, and if we talk about the 5 years ahead, so they can do the customization according to their way also.
Another way to think about it is today you're starting with some basic, maybe you're starting with some basic UI or some basic theme, and then because we're talking about headless, you can easily go like down the road, just go, and if you find somebody who's started their own new UI layer and you like it, swap it out. It's all headless. That's the point.
It's that easy.
Yeah, it's just you have your integration layer, you just go to them, you make sure all the hooks are in the right place, and you can switch out as easily as that. But the day one jump in cost is much less, much lower, and it's much faster.
Yes.
Yeah, so as we head towards the end of our podcast, Avnind, what would you say, do you have anything to kind of as a takeaway for our listeners today?
Yes. So I would say that pre-integrated package is something very important in this case, because small and medium industries want that platform which can be easily available and overlaps their business needs. So this results in the faster time to market and also reduces the upfront cost of implementation. So these are some things which plays a crucial role in the headless platform.